Oh, hello. We are late.
Hi.
We were late by 32 minutes.
Well, we're still experimenting, Mo, because we shot sideline stories before this.
Yes.
So we're playing with timing. We apologize to the good people. We'll get straightened out next couple of weeks.
We fired Hunger Games, brought in the Eagle. Eagle was in Mexico City or Punta Cana. Whatever. Aren't you on the flag of
I believe
Mexico?
that translates to Latin love.
Yes. No loving for Eagle, though. He was in his nest. Caw!
Indeed.
Welcome to the Divi. Of course, this is Calling Audible with PZ Delarizi and Mocon. This is the Ebony and Ivory. He is Ebony. I am Ivory. Go figure. We will dissect into week 3 and talk to what happened, whether or not we see some teams now moving away from the pack, and we'll get into that also.
Speaking of what happened, though, Mo, President Campana sent
Yes.
Order Zero down, talking to teams, telling them, listen, you need to have jerseys, you need to have matching jerseys, you need to have numbers in jerseys.
That's right.
Tell them how they can get matching jerseys.
If our camera can get a hold of the name over here, it is Sportira. Sportira, the proud sponsor of the FPF 2016 spring season. Head on by the Sportira website to order yourself a gorgeous, and when I say gorgeous, I'm talking about topping kit for your team for this year, if not the 2017 winter season, which, by the way, is only 7 months away.
Get your kits. Don't get kidnapped.
And if you're looking for an idea, look at PZ Delarizi's shirt. It has his own name, year, and football number.
Year?
10-year anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the limited edition for those who are curious. Now, Sportira, proud sponsor. We are in the Sportira cage. If you're not in the cage, that means you're not with us in the cage.
Fact.
In fiction. Let's talk about fact and fiction. The opening drive, the fastest 5 minutes that PZ will ever have, the best 5 minutes of his life. That's a lot.
That's a lot of pressure, Mo.
What,
a lot of pressure these 5 minutes. 5 minutes of glory.
or 5 minutes of fame. Who knows?
Either way.
What caught your attention this week from this week's games? There's a few.
I mean, I was at the Grunky Kong game when they took on Smoke and Axel.
Riveting.
I wouldn't say it caught my eye. It caught my ire. It was not entertaining at all. Josh Levine at the sub at quarterback. Anthony Borowitz again not a no-show for Levy a no-show. It's tough that these were some of the big name acquisitions for
Gronky
Kong, and then the guys don't show up. And then like Josh Levine coming in, not an experienced quarterback, so he had someone with tunnel vision. They're playing Smoking Axles is playing a stacked defense, which means short hooks on the outside were open all day.
Yeah.
And even though NWO brought in Alexis Gaumont, he was literally sitting there on 4-yard hooks, and Josh just unable to see him all game long.
A game that really caught my attention was Sutan Clan. Now that we talked about them 2 weeks ago and how they got off to a slow start. They beat Premium Panthers 2 weeks ago. Now they beat a potential so-called top tier in beast mode by double scores here, 36-18. That really caught my attention because we said that this team has the opportunity to explode, and that defense has been playing much better late here, given essentially Sutan Clan great field position to work with on offense, which has made it much easier for them to develop as a unit and to score more points. And I think this is a team that might be a dark horse as we move towards the middle part of the season.
Well, that's what we said, though, is this is a team that's going to have to play field position, and they're going to be matchup dependent because of that. They're not necessarily explosive, but they can move the ball. I was surprised to see Charles Olivier Levine a little less accurate than usual. So
I call it the jinx, by the way.
It could be.
Because
What was
we
jinx?
talked about them.
Okay.
And it's the SI cover jinx. That is what we did to them. We jinxed them.
I guess we did jinx Gronky Kong by saying they would win a game this season. What caught my eye was when I saw Trinity and Permian Panthers.
Yeah.
Trinity allowing just 2 points for the second time this season, doing that to Sutan Clan first game of the season. Very good defensive unit, but the guy who stood out was Eric Skitolin. He had tackle a sack, 3 interceptions, and 2 of those interceptions being pick sixes.
But can we base that Trinity win over Premium Panthers, who, with all due respect, isn't really at the level of others in Division E as being a legitimate win for them?
I like their defense. Trinity played well against Sutan Clan the first week, limiting them in the red zone. Same thing in the second week. They took on... Who did they take on the second week? I had it right in front of me. It was a tighter game, but they took on the aforementioned beast mode, and it was that game was a tie. So an extra point here or there. It could have easily swung in that game, and that was with Levine on fire, throwing 21 to 30 that game. Yet they were able to survive that. There's something about how the team defense is built that really impresses me.
Jean-Guy, once again, proving why we are smart and not dumb with a big win, 15-0 over Face Jazz, albeit Face Jazz not really one of the cream of the crop teams here. But we talk about the fact that this team, Simon Laporte, showing why he's one of the best lower division rushers in this league with 2 sacks. And the fact that you look at this team right now, even though they had no passing yards, and that's with 2 quarterbacks, with Shaw and Laporte at the helm, they're going to win it with gritty efforts. And again, with these type of wins here, Pease, this might pay off in the long term when it comes to the playoffs, where obviously you won't win 34-2 in those 7 settings here. You might win those 7-6 games, which might benefit a team like Jean-Guy.
Well, that's the game they kind of need to play. And thank you, by the way, for making us look smart and giving us a sense of self-worth, because it's without it. Jean-Guy, thank you so much.
We're big in the Jean-Guy households of the players.
Absolutely. Are we?
I think we are. I think Laporte has a poster of you and I, the Ebony and Ivory duo.
Can be. And it would be just another day in paradise.
It potentially would be. Other games that caught your attention before we move on?
Those are the main two.
One more game. Warriors. Again, we spoke about them a little bit here, but we'll talk more about them on this episode. But they're starting to pull away from the pack, and what they have done, their body of work, very impressive, winning 39-18 over Super Troopers. And I look, at the midway point, we'll give our, I guess, mid-season or mid-term report cards. But right now,
we'll argue with why we're better than Brett Botkin, who writes the article, and we'll do the mid-season report cards.
The Danish guy. He gets
we'll
our
talk about
Danishes.
why ours are better.
Well, he gets our Danishes, right? Before the shows?
Gets our Danishes?
Brent Bakken. He's a Danish guy.
He gets a container of Danish people from us?
Maybe. He goes to Denmark, does he not?
He might. I don't know this reference. I'm sorry. I'm completely lost.
He's our Danish guy.
Yes.
Not as
He's
in
our
Denmark.
Danish hookup.
Yes.
Nobody serves more Danishes than Brett Botkin.
Without a doubt. Let's talk about the best 2-1 teams in this Division E. A few teams here. You have Smoking Axolots, our water lizards. We have Goon Squad, Aliens, Jaggers and Chill, Jean-Guy, Sultan Clan. Who are you liking out of these guys right now?
You know what? Having seen Smoking Axolots, there's some really good pieces. There's a guy nobody knows except for maybe his parents.
You know because you're about to bring him up.
I am. William Power.
We know him.
Dude rocks a Jufro like nobody's business, but better than Chapman. Like he's just he has that look, like he's just confident about his look. He's like, this is who I am. Come get me. And the dude's uncoverable. He's so fast. He's this small, statured receiver, but he's so quick. I think he has something like 5 touchdowns on 8 catches so far. It's an impressive TD catch ratio. Jordan Rossi's got to get him the ball more. I'm telling you, this guy is so fast.
When you look at these 2-1 teams right now, and we look at Conference A East Division right now, TDs and Beers lead the way with a 3-0 record. But guess what? You have 3 other teams at 2-1: Goon Squad, Smoking Axolots, or Water Lizards, or Alligators, whatever we're going to call them, and Aliens. Right? Those are the 2-1 teams.
I mean, Aliens we talked a lot about as well.
Yeah, but you know what though? I think the Water Lizards has been very impressive. But I'll go down the division dial here.
Okay.
I'll go down, my friend, and I'll talk about a team such as Sultan Clan. That's the team I'm going to roll with now. This is my team.
I'm disagreeing with you.
Listen, at 2-1 here, right? Again, Jean-Guy and GY are coming up on the schedule in the foreseeable future here. If they beat those 2 teams, they will be in control of their division destiny to being a 1 or 2 seed in the conference playoffs. I like how this team is built. Alex Gray's gotten much better as a quarterback. 5 TDs last week. You look at the team and what they have as a receiving unit, and this seems like they're much, much more comfortable with each other than they were week 1, week 2.
I got to say, in this particular case, I disagree. I think this is a team, like I said, their strength is going to be field position. How are they going to handle a team who just puts up points quickly? I think they're going to struggle in games against explosive offenses.
Well, now, obviously we're talking about 2-1 teams, but where would you rank a team like Trinity, who are 2-0-1?
Trinity to me are one of the top teams.
So are you saying they're more close towards a 3-0 bracket than they are to the 2-1 teams?
Well, yes, because they haven't lost.
Well,
they're also undefeated.
Not, but they're not perfect.
No, but they're undefeated. Are they not?
They are somewhat undefeated. Asterisks.
I guess. I mean, you're like the person who puts the asterisks on Roger Maris, Roger Maris did get that record, Mo. Get your head out of your asterisks.
I'm just saying that at the end of the day, the asterisks will always prove right at the end of the day.
I don't think so. They're fine. Like ties suck when you're like, instead of being 5-5, you're 4-5-1, and then maybe you don't make the playoffs. So, but I expect them to be near the top of the ranking, so it won't matter.
Speaking of asterisks, who's the most overrated 2-1 team we have right now?
Sultan Clan, because of the things I just said. I just said it.
I know, but you
gotta listen to me, Mokan.
I know, but I don't agree with you on that front. I don't think Sultan Clan's overrated.
So what you're gonna do is you're gonna ask me the same question until I agree.
No.
Okay.
No. Look, okay, Sultan Clan, you believe they're overrated, right? Their next few games that they have on the docket, they have Gronky Kong, they'll win that game, right? They got Crusaders, they'll win that game. Mm-hmm. By then, they'll be 4-1 at the halfway point on a projection of 8-2 for the season. And then afterwards, they'll win that game 6-1. Then they go to the Warriors. That'll be the biggest test for them. 7-1.
All right, if you think so. I don't particularly think so.
GYR, tough test. Victoria's Secret, they'll win. Zhangyi. So they could theoretically end up being 7-3.
So we're doing the prediction show?
No. I'm just saying that they're not overrated. They'll be a solid 7-1 team.
Wait, your argument for them not being overrated is they play a soft schedule.
No, they are going to capitalize on the schedule that they have right now.
If you go and beat up a bunch of 8-year-old girls in your karate class, it doesn't make you the Karate Kid.
Well, Kramer was the Karate Kid champion, was he not? In the Seinfeld episode?
I don't know. Maybe. I didn't see the episode, apparently.
Oh, man.
My point is, listen, right now, Sultan Clan, you're beating up on 8-year-old girls. It's fine.
Yeah, but that's what
fun.
division he is,
it
though.
Makes you feel good about yourself, apparently. You could take the Girl Guide cookies and not pay for them. That's all okay. But when it comes playoff time, you got to buy your own Girl Guide cookies.
Okay, here's my overrated team, Goon Squad.
All right. I disagree again. Go ahead. Why do you think they're overrated?
Right now, they got shut out by the Warriors 19-0. That's the so-called top tier of that entire division, correct?
Okay.
If you want to be a legitimate team in my penthouse,
your penthouse,
my penthouse. This is the.
You get some letters into that penthouse.
Don't worry about what's in the penthouse. It's like with Prince or like
Bieber. Love right there.
When Bieber invites people to his house, they sign contracts that they can't take pictures or talk about what happens.
Oh, but that's like Derek Jeter thing. That's been
exactly. I'm gonna give you a gift basket at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And an autographed baseball.
Classy.
Anyway, lost the Warriors. They got a donut put on their score sheet, okay? They didn't score any points here. Their biggest game will come up this week when they play Aliens this Sunday in Lachine. Field 1, by the way. If they lose that game, they are not a contender. They are an overrated team at 2-2 with 6 games to go. And if
the Warriors?
This is the Goon Squad. And they're playing Aliens this week.
Yeah.
And they lost the Warriors 2 weeks ago. And then, but you look at the schedule later on, though. I mean, you got Beast Mode, you got Tigers, 2 other tough teams here. They could theoretically be a 6-4, 5-5 team. And in hindsight, who have they been to say, yeah, we can put that on their mantle to say they're legit?
I find it bizarre that your equation for what makes you a team that lives up to expectations versus a team that that is overrated is your schedule. Because absolutely, Beast Mode plays Smoking Axles,
but they play the Warriors though.
It's a tough schedule, but that doesn't make them not good.
Yeah, but they play the Warriors, and they got a donut put on their end of the scoreboard.
All right.
I mean, Goose Squad, it's like saying...
Goose Squad, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, it's like saying, hey, I'm the little guy who's going to go fight the big dog, and the big dog beats you up. Well, you're not a legitimate contender. If you beat the big dog, then you are the big dog of the jungle gym.
Look, the Goon Squad reminds you a lot of TDs and beer. They're a team that's going to win the games you expect them to win, lose the games you expect them to lose. I don't know. I wouldn't say overrated at this point, but I can see that they'll struggle a little bit at parts of their season.
Goon Squad, overrated, not in the Mocon penthouse.
All right.
Not even the Derek Jeter penthouse.
No disclosure agreements.
Well, we might have that afterwards.
You're reacting to him, but he doesn't have a mic, so they don't know
That's true.
what
Hey, wait a minute. Why is he on the show?
Don't you work in radio?
I know. He's getting in my head now, Eagle. That fool.
Mexico Eagle.
One team that'll fall off from the 2-1 pack here. Is there anyone that might end up not even being close to a playoff spot?
I don't think it's necessarily related to being overrated, but we talked about Goon Squad's schedule. That doesn't really play out into their favor. I think if they manage to win a game out of it, we enter mid-season 2 and 3, they can have a strong tail into the season. But they would be my pick there. Also, Sutan Clan will be fine now, but I think they'll struggle late in the season. And Jean-Guy doesn't have the offense. Like they're a strong defensive team, but they're going to be challenged every time they face a tough offense.
So in that sense,
I'm 100% hedging my bets on Jean-Guy, by the way. 1 week I say they're amazing. When they lose, I say they're amazing. When they win, I say they're terrible.
You're a typical Montreal Canadiens fan.
You know what, baby?
That's what you are. Speaking of defenses, we'll talk about what defense we hedge our bets on to win us a football game. There's a few of them out there, and this year it's been, I guess, an anomaly of sorts with teams not allowing more than 50 points up till now.
There's a huge disparity between top of the division and bottom.
Agreed, 100%. You have Spartans, Warriors, Trinity, all in the same division, by the way. You have LBJ, you have the Water Lizards, and Goon Squad. The overrated is Goon Squad, by the way.
Yeah.
Not the Mocon Penthouse. PZ, I asked you this question. If your life was on the line for the remainder of the season, what defense would you pick to lead you?
I have a question about this.
Yes.
So in what circumstance would my life be on the line and a flag football team defense would be the thing to save me?
Because you need a team defense.
Space Jam. All right. Fair. Eagles says Space Jam. All right. So.
By the way, Space Jam 2, they're going to start film production next summer.
I'm in. So given the scenario where I get sucked into an animated movie and I need a team to help me defeat a team of monsters.
Yes.
I'm gonna go
By the way,
Trinity.
I am wearing the bracelets.
Which they've stolen football patterns
I
from
am
Montreal's
wearing the
finest.
Monstars bracelet.
Well, kind of just proves you can't be trusted. That said, I think I'm gonna go with Trinity. The stats aren't necessarily as sexy. I like the sacks. They do have a lot of interceptions. Not the top of our list, as we see Spartans have 13 interceptions, Water Lizards have 11 interceptions, but Trinity with 10. Top tier, but not top of the division. What I do like is they force teams to grind against them.
You mean like grind as in like the dance grinding and whining, or are you talking about like grind out the football game?
Grinding out the football game.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah. They make them work.
They could do a little travail if they wanted to.
Absolutely.
I'm going Spartans.
Because?
I'll tell you why.
Why?
The body of work has justified their season's success up till now. 13 INTs, 3 pick sixes. Beezy, if your life was on the line and you need that pick six, I'm calling up the Spartans and asking Martel to rush that passer and my boy Messi to come out there and make a pick six with that size of his.
Well, I'm glad you chose one of the top defenses to protect me. If my life was on the line, it shows how much you care about me.
Spartans, what do? Rough.
Yeah.
Like, that's a great defense. I think they've learned from their mistakes from winter season this past year, where initially, Pease, and I watched the team very closely, they played a lot of man-to-man based on athleticism, thinking they can beat teams with athletes, but they could become much more disciplined in their schemes in that we need to play zone. We need to mix it up here and come up with an opportunity to make a big play. And they've done that so far up till now, and I think they've been riding that wave quite as much as they can here. I think that will carry over.
They've been easy riders.
Well, they can be an easy rider if they like those type of cars, but I'm not too sure if they do. So I'm going with the Spartans being my defense that I would ride the wave with because they will save your life.
So wait, the wave is now the threat, or is the wave coming to save me?
The wave is going to be your threat. And
Okay.
There's
So
two
they're riding
waves.
the wave to me to save me?
The wave is sort of like
I don't want to watch your Michael Bay summer movie, Mokan. It doesn't seem like it's
sort of
got
a
plot
Stanley,
holes all over the place.
It's a Stanley Kubrick production here.
All right, so I'll be confused anyway.
Clockwork Orange here, you know. Spartans is my team. I think they have a great defense, and look, they've been putting up some great points on offense here, but if it wasn't for the defense, I think it would be more pressure on their quarterback play to make plays, and I think it's alleviated that stress on that offense to make plays here and there.
Fair. Something in the air tonight, Mo. Something in the air.
Look. And by the way, Trinity, Warriors, and Spartans all in the same division here. Yeah. It'll be a war of attrition to save you, my friend.
Nice.
You like that, huh?
Thanks. Again, I'm so happy all these guys are coming to my aid. Nice dudes. I'm still sticking with Trinity. They're my dudes.
You think they'll come up to you on the field and say, hey, we'll save you?
Saved your life. You owe me $5. Be like, sorry, guy, I don't have any cash. It's tough life for you guys, man.
They could. Team of the week.
Yeah.
We'll jinx another team, as we did last week.
I like this, by the way. I like spotlighting teams.
Yeah.
Like especially in Division E, where A lot of people might not know these teams and whatnot. It helps other teams prepare, and likewise, it's cool to get talked about. So I like that we're doing it.
Absolutely. This week's team that will lose, Super Troopers.
Sorry, we're cursing you, by the way.
1-2. Their only victory over Victoria's Secret, not so strong. We know this name very well, you and I, especially in the higher divisions. Gabriel Wiseman, who is a quarterback and two-way player for this football team, 9 TDs, 6 INTs. Zach Albert Gill, 5 TD catches up till now. My first question to you about this team, is it concerning that Gab Wiseman is Mr. Everything, playing both ways?
No. If you have Gab Wiseman on your team, you want him on the field as much as possible. I remember the first time I saw Gab Wiseman play flag football, playing for the Golden Eagles a few seasons ago. I said, wow, who's that dude? He doesn't look like much. And then I saw him run routes, and I saw him play defense, and I said, I was wrong. He's amazing. And I've seen him quarterback outdoors in Laval. I'm glad to see it's starting to find its way, starting to translate. And he's got a good squad around him. You mentioned Albert Skill. I'm going to look at a guy in terms of Joseph Manicello.
He's one of your people.
What?
He's one of your tribe people, man.
I can't pronounce any Italian names, so I probably butchered it. I apologize. But he's got 168 yards receiving. He's a big play guy.
18 catches on top of that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? He's getting about 10 yards a catch. He's a big part of the offense. Honestly, I like the way this team is built. A lot of nice pieces. Built more offensively sound than defensively, I find. But if Gab can feed his players, can feed his receivers, this will be a very strong team.
Do you see a guy like Manicello moving up a Division 2? Of course, Gab Wiseman does play in hard division in the winter
Manicello.
Or Machiavelli.
Machiavelli.
Can you see Machiavelli
the Prince
moving
himself.
up? Moving up in divisions here, because again, if he puts up good numbers here at some point, whether it's Gab Wiseman or someone else in a winter division team, might say, hey, he's worth to take a flyer on because his rating is going to be low for the time being.
And we talked about that in Sideline Stories. For anyone who hasn't seen it yet, plug for Sideline Stories. We talked about that, and that's the new GMing in FPF is it's no longer about getting the one high division guy that fits. It's finding an unknown talent that can help bring your team to another level. That said, as you move up, you'll see the game gets a lot more physical and becomes a very different game. So we'll see. I don't doubt that he can compete, but there is going to be an adjustment period.
All right, looking at their schedule. They got the Tigers, the Water Lizards, Beast
Mode.
Mode.
They have Dirty Mike and the boys this week.
Dirty Mike and boys this week, which I think they'll win. But afterwards, they have a tough 3-game stretch where they play Tigers, Lizards, and Beast Mode. I 1-2 right now. We're looking at a cutoff of maybe 5 wins. Could be enough to get into the playoffs, potentially.
Yeah, they started off a little bit behind the 8 ball, going 1-2, having lost to the Warriors, and their only win is against Victoria's Secret. That said, this is a team that I think it could beat. I think the teams that struggle against are Smoke and Axles and Jaggies and Chill, as well as Le Bonhomme Jaune. So I see them dropping 3 more and going 5-5 the rest of the way out. That's Prediction Radio with Mokan and Peace.
5-5. I say they'd be 4-5-1.
Where's the tie? You're predicting a tie?
I'm predicting a tie.
Did Duke inject you with himself?
No, he didn't. However, he's pretty pissed right now about his defeat team.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he's pretty pissed about that.
He texted me till like 2 in the morning. You have to understand, Duke goes to sleep at 9 p.m. every night. So he was texting me till 2 in the morning, furious about his team.
Boy, your wife must have been pissed off.
She's out of town, luckily.
Oh, okay. You're very lucky about that one. I'll go 4-5-1.
4-5-1. Okay, that's fair.
And then
we have them in the same sort of middle tier.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know what? If they have some momentum going to playoffs, could look really good.
And if you guys lose this week, don't blame us.
Blame the curse.
The spotlight curse of the week. Stat of the week.
Stat of the week, baby.
Seti Jetlame is on pace for 36.6 sacks. Could he do it?
No. That's so many
He
sacks.
has 11
That's
sacks.
That's too many sacks.
He has 11 sacks.
Yes. But that 36 is too many.
You can't get 0.6 of a sack.
Well,
you
I'm
also
saying,
can get 0.6 of a sack.
whatever.
James, right?
I can always alter the stats. I can always put that half a sack.
So let's go. Yeah. He shared a sack.
I'm just saying. Can he? Okay, realistically, can he hit 35 sacks? How about that?
Man, how many did Malcolm Archer get, Eagle? 27 is the league record throughout all of history in FPF with both me and you throwing.
Yes.
And we're not throwing anymore, so there's less sacks available. I don't know, man. 36 is too many. No, he'll end with 24, 25.
I think he'll break the record, but he won't end up with 35. I think he'll end up with 30.
Based on?
Well, look, right now he's on pace of 3.5 sacks per game. So,
But those could just be the matchups he had in the first 3
right?
weeks.
And
It's
but
not necessarily
I think he'll hit 30. I really believe he'll hit 30. But
a game.
well, look, if he hits 30, that means he doesn't really have to be at a clip of 3.5 per game now. He can go 2. He has what? We're at week 4, so there's 7 games left in the year. So he could go more or less 2.5 per game.
Are we betting on this, Mo? You gonna go 30 or over? I'll go 30 and under.
Are we doing like a table of terror?
We'll take a table of terror challenge.
All right, okay, here we go. For those who don't know, who watched the
Hot
older
dogs?
winter season episodes, we did a table of terror where we pick random things. If that team lost, we would have to do that thing. And essentially, we're going to reignite that table of terror for this one bet.
We'll do it actually. We'll be table of terror. It'll just be side bets.
Side bets.
So we'll have a table for the side bets that we're gonna do throughout the
So
season.
this is a side bets. No hot dogs. No hot dogs. No hot dogs. No hot dogs.
Mo Khan had to eat a whole bunch of hot dogs one episode. It did not go well.
I got screwed over. Anyway, table of terror part 2. We'll think of a bet if said Jet LeMay can break the record of 27, right? But what do we put on
We'll
here?
go break the record.
Break the record.
You break the
20
record, you win. Doesn't break the record, I win.
Yes. And we shower you with.
What if he ties the record?
Then no one
The
wins.
champion loses.
Champion loses.
Then they both lose.
Then we both lose. Why
We
not?
both lose. All right, games of the week. You ready to rock and roll here?
Let's do it. Chapman, do you have the script in front
No,
of
he
you?
doesn't.
I actually do, surprisingly.
So why don't you read us the games of the week?
Of the week.
Before you convey the games of the week, we need a bit of enthusiasm because last week was quite salty with what you were saying. You're like, all right, game number 2, we have this team and that team, and 4.5 points.
I will forever be salty. Screw you, Mo. Beast Mode versus Water Lizards. Beast Mode are 2.5 point favorites.
You gamble. That's my favorite. I don't understand. You're the most degenerate gambler I know, and you don't know that it's 2.5 points.
2.5
2.5 points.
Hey, I will say it the way I want.
Volkan, I'll let you go first.
I got Beast Mode winning this football game, covering the spread. I think the way the Water Lizards have played, they've been playing good football, but I think Beast Mode rebounds from a tough loss last week.
I think the Water Liz has got it going. They've got some momentum going their way. Throw it to power. Hashtag power.
Trinity versus Les Urards. 6.5 point favorites for Trinity.
It's so good.
6.5
so good.
points.
That's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points.
But there's a lot of blowouts in FPF. I love Trinity's defense. Les Huard are an offense that is struggling already. I'm going to go Trinity. Give me the points.
Trinity, I think they double that. I think they will crush Le Huard and come up with a big victory and become maybe the preeminent defense in Division E.
Fair.
Rolling Thunder versus the Warriors. Warriors are 9.5 point favorites. That's a lot of points.
It is a lot of points.
You know, I'm going to screw you next week. I'm going to make you say like a crazy number just to screw you up.
You know, you should just write half instead, and maybe I'll just say it.
He reads what's on the teleprompter, Mo. What do you got? You wrote here upset alert. How come?
Rolling Thunder. I feel like they have a little bit of a
They have quarterbacking issues.
gambler's
though,
upset here, my friend.
they have quarterbacking issues.
I think Warriors win, but they won't cover the spread. So give me the Rolling Thunder.
I think it's gonna be a blowout. Rolling Thunder can't seem to get more than 3 scores on the board. Warriors will win this game. Big.
Last game of the day.
Roadrunners versus the Spartans. The Roadrunners are 8.5 point favorites, and apparently not a good enough defense to save Peace's life this week.
So basically, if the Roadrunners are the ones driving the tidal wave toward me, the Spartans they won't be able to keep up
My
and
Spartans,
ride that
my friend.
tidal wave to save me.
Nope. You're screwed.
Yes.
Terrible life.
Who's going? You going first?
I'll go first.
Yeah.
I have the Spartans in this one because Mo Khan entrusted them with saving my life. Also, 8.5 points is so much against such a strong defense.
Roadrunners are
Because-
good. No, Roadrunners are good, but give me Spartans.
Because
I picked that defense to make me plays, and they will have a pick 6 in this football game to avoid the spread being covered by the Roadrunners.
and Miami Death.
All right, Eagle. Oh,
What's happening to you? Are you that like?
Are you?
Are you that out of shape that you can't do the show anymore?
Do you need some Corona in you?
Kirk Muller took a job as a Canadian today.
Oh, congratulations!
Okay.
No one cares.
Awesome. Yay.
All right,
Kirk Muller, guys.
quickly, what did you learn on today's episode?
I apparently I learned about Kirk goddamn Muller. So nothing.
I did not learn how to say half.
I also learned that you would be a terrible director for action films.
Well, no, that would be.
There's so many plot holes.
That's the point of the movie. I thought that would be a fantastic movie director. Good morning, Marseille.